Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Lauren and this channel is all about my homeschooling and motherhood journey, and this video is our September homeschool update slash wrap up video, whatever you want to call it. But let's get into it. Okay, I'm just gonna go right into it. This is gonna be a raw and real video because this is just, it is what it is at this point. Today is September 25th, so we are wrapping up September, and this month was just, it wasn't the greatest. It was not the greatest homeschool month, and I'm having to be really honest with myself about that and be okay with it. And try and figure out, you know, I'm talking this out with you guys, figuring out what went well, what didn't go well, and how we're going to move forward from here to ensure that October is a much better month for us and the month after that is even better, and to just keep going on the right path. So I'm going to start off with what went well, because that list is it's pretty short. The first thing that went well for September is planning. I am trying to become more of a planner. I'm trying to become more of a person that doesn't just keep my thoughts up here. So I'm trying to flush them out, writing things down, and trying to be really meticulous and, you know, writing absolutely everything that I can think of down to just kind of flush everything out. So I believe that that went really well for us for September. It was very helpful to have everything planned out, written out, trying to decide, you know, what materials I may need for a specific activity and, you know, that sort of thing. So planning went really well. And this was my first go at it of using a planner. I used a planner for an entire month, okay? And I'm still using it. So that is a huge accomplishment for me, for our homeschool. So that is something that went really well and something that I want to continue on doing with planning. I'm actually working on a whole schedule in Excel. Like, who am I? Who am I? I think it's going really well, and that's something that I want to continue on with doing. Another thing that worked out really well is homeschooling in the afternoon slash evening, because it really just depends on when I wrap up my, you know, work and all of that on when we homeschool. So typically we've been homeschooling like around like 3:34-ish, around that time, and it's worked out really well. I was a little bit apprehensive about it, you know, kind of wondering, how will this work out homeschooling in the late afternoon slash evening as I'm trying to also do dinner and, you know, get the kids ready for bed and that sort of thing. I worried that that would push everything back and would mean, you know, we're eating late and going to bed late and all of that. And so far that really hasn't happened, and it's just been working out really well. I'll also do like a homeschool day in the life in the evening, just so you can kind of see how we do things and how it really does flow well into our evening and to bedtime and all of that. Incorporating laptops with our homeschool has also worked out really well. These are the Chromebooks that we've been using over the last month. Actually, it's probably been like 5 weeks. I think they had laptops like a week before we started our homeschool year, but this is a Chromebook that they use, and it's actually really great. It was really reasonably priced. Look at all those fingerprints. You could tell they use it. It was pretty reasonably priced, and it's already opened up to ABC Mouse. It was pretty reasonably priced. I believe these Chromebooks were like $117 each, which isn't too bad. It is touchscreen, so you can see. I don't know where I'm touching. Okay, oh, there it goes. It is touchscreen.
Click on the whiteboard to continue on your current lesson.
Okay. And you can also flip it around. It's being very loud right now. Turn that off. You can also flip it around, so it is I don't know what I hit. But anyway, you can flip it around and have it be like a tablet or anything, or, you know, or whatever you want it to be. It's worked out really well because the kids can just play educational games on the laptops, you know, as like a free play kind of thing. But I've also done more intentional work with them on the laptop. So I'll have them open up like ABC Mouse, like how it is now, and they'll get on the learning path, which is like a specific learning objectives and things like that that are accomplished versus them just kind of playing on ABC Mouse. Or I'll have them open up Duolingo ABC and do a couple of lessons that way. So it works out well doing either one, whether it's really intentional learning or just kind of free play. It's really helpful for them to have the laptop while I'm working so that they still get some learning done and I'm able to get some work done as well. So it just works out really well, and I really like that. And that's something that we are going to continue to use in our homeschool. Lastly, the thing that I really enjoyed this month is our podcast. I am trying to do more with learning on the go with my kids because we are in the car a lot. We travel to my mom's house pretty much every day so that I can work, but we also go on different, you know, field trips, whether it's to the museum or the zoo or whatever it is. So we're in the car a good little bit. But here lately, we've been listening to a lot of educational podcasts, which have been super interesting and something that we have enjoyed as a family. And I've learned a lot. They learn a lot. Really enjoyable. Our favorite podcasts right now are But Why. And these podcasts are on Spotify. But we like the But Why podcast as well as Tumble. I believe it's Tumble Science. Those two are our favorites right now. Just really interesting things, and I like how they incorporate kids in the podcast, so they're able to listen to other kids their age ask these questions that they've probably wondered themselves and get the answer. So we've really enjoyed listening to podcasts as we learn on the go in the car. So what didn't go well? First and foremost, execution. I did really well with planning. I mean, I planned, okay? I had everything written down. I started writing our schedule out in an Excel spreadsheet. Like, the plan was immaculate. Execution, trash. Trash, 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 okay? The execution was not, it was not good. What good is a plan if it is not well executed? So that did not go well for us at all. And the reason why the plan was not able to be well executed this month, first of all, my kids were sick for a good week. A good solid week. Actually, probably a little bit more than a week because we're actually still kind of feeling the effects of it. I still have a cough, which is why my voice might sound a little bit weird. So we're actually still feeling the effects of that. And when they were sick, we did not do school at all just because they were not feeling it. They were not feeling it at all. I wasn't feeling it because I wasn't feeling well either. I had a fever myself. So yeah, just sickness kind of threw everything off for us and made it kind of hard for us to get back on track because, you know, once you start kind of vegging out and you know, on the couch and trying to make yourself feel better, it's kind of hard to kind of tighten it back up and be like, all right, let's get back on our lesson. Let's get back on our unit studies. And so yeah, that was pretty hard. The second thing that kind of sealed the deal, sealed September's fate as being not the greatest, my kids, all three of my kids do modeling and acting. The last several months have been pretty slow, so it really hasn't interfered at all in what we're trying to do. We've still been able to do our homeschool schedule without a hitch. September has been a busy month for them, all three of them, even the baby. August and Axel have had photo shoots that have kind of caused us to switch things around, which normally is okay because I'm able to kind of compensate for that and able to say, okay, well, they have a photo shoot at this time, which we would normally use to do homeschool. So because of that, we're gonna do homeschool at this time instead. And I'm able to kind of compensate for it pretty well. But we've had a couple of photo shoots here that have been at the very, very last minute. specifically with August, there was a photo shoot that he did that we didn't know about until literally 2 hours before. So I'm running around town trying to get, you know, wardrobe stuff and trying to do his hair and all those things. So the day is just done. The day is done when things like that happen. Not to mention, we just had to go to Oklahoma City for August to do a commercial, and next week Arrow and Axel have photo shoots. So things like that where we're kind of having to work around not only my work schedule, but also the things that they're doing as well. So that kind of throws our schedule off a little bit. So I'm not going to blame our month, you know, solely on that, but it definitely played a role in September not being the greatest homeschool month, because there was just a lot going on between being sick, between photo shoots and commercial shoots and just life in general, that just caused September to not be the month. This is not the month that I would post about at all. There was so much that I wanted to accomplish this month that we just didn't get a chance to do. And I'm learning to be okay with that. I'm learning to be more malleable, more flexible in terms of homeschool, and being okay with, yeah, you know, we might have missed a week, but that's okay because we have plenty of time to make up for it. So I'm being okay with things like that. September felt very book heavy, a lot of workbooks and things like that, which is fine. I like the workbooks that we do, but I want to also add more hands-on activities, more things that get us up and moving outside, working with different materials, more science experiments, the things that I know that my kids love to do. I want to do more of that because I could tell that they were missing that this past September. I didn't see that same joy in them this month. I saw a lot of dread actually with the workbooks, which you never want to see. Especially with August, there was one day in particular where I brought out one of the workbooks, actually the From Phonics to Reading book, and he basically burst into tears just at the sight of it. And it was like, whoa, we don't have to do this workbook at all, okay? We actually ended up going to the museum that day because he was over it. He was like, child, if you bring me another workbook, I'm done, okay? And I was like, message received. So yeah, we are going to, like I said, do more hands-on activities, more things that are exciting, more things that bring movement into our homeschool so that our days are just better and happier. So we're going to focus on doing more of that. So bottom line, like I said, September was trash. It really was. But I am optimistic, okay? I know that October will be a better homeschool month for us. I know the things that I need to continue on doing, and I know the things that I need to cut out. I know that I need to continue on with planning and even go a step further. There were some moments where like I would, you know, I had everything planned and written out, but I forgot to print, you know, a couple pages, and I didn't read that I needed to print a couple pages until like the day of. So it kind of, you know, it wasn't the best situation. So even taking my planning another step with having absolutely everything that I need for that day already done and ready to go in my folder, which I did the first week, but after the first week I stopped printing out beforehand. So yeah, I want to continue on with planning. In addition to continuing on with planning, I want to also, like I said, incorporate a whole lot more hands-on activities for my kids. I think that they will love that. I love doing the hands-on activities. I don't know what I was doing in September, just other than tripping. I don't know. But I'm not going to do what I did in September anymore. We are doing more hands-on activities. I am planning a whole lot more, doing more things outside, and doing a little bit less of the bookwork. The bookwork, I believe, is important and it has its place, but just a little bit less of that and more of the activities, more of the things that gets them learning out of their seat. And even outside of these walls right here. So I want to do more of that. So that is our September homeschool wrap up and honest look at how September went. As I said, yes, this month wasn't the greatest, but I know that next month will be better, and I will continue to keep you guys updated. I'm just sharing our homeschool journey, an honest journey, and just everything that we're doing. So I hope that you found this video helpful. Hopefully I'm not alone in having some months that are just, you know, months that you don't want to write home about. I hope that I'm not alone in that. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Do me a favor and like this video and subscribe to my channel if you're new here. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so that you know when I post new content. And I will see y'all later. Thanks.